A very good morning to Madam and all my friends. Today, our group will be presenting a short, a short corporate storytelling film titled The Reunion Drive by AMBank. My name is YUAN, and I am the first presenter. Before we start, I would like to introduce my member, ALLYSA, KANG, Ting, and CHOON. Each of us will cover a different part of the review. For my part, I will explain the plot of the film and share some of my personal response. Before we start, let me briefly introduce AMBank. AMBank was founded in 1975 and is one of the major banks in Malaysia. They provide banking, insurance, and other financial services. Besides serving customers, AMBank is also actively involved in community and social initiatives. AMBank is guided by its core values known as P2S. Principle means doing the right thing with integrity. Proactive refer to taking initiative instead of waiting for problems to happen. Appreciative emphasize respect and valuing others' contributions. Collaborative highlights teamwork and working together. And experimental encourages openness to new ideas and innovation. These values can be clearly seen in one of AMBank's Chinese New Year short film, The Reunion Drive. Now, I will move to the plot. The story focuses on Jali, a young woman who cares deeply about helping her community even during Chinese New Year. Her father wants her to join the family reunion dinner, which is a tradition, but she is busy preparing food packets for people in need. A conflict arises when Jali Charity Group face a transport problem, and it seems like their plan to deliver the food might fail. Jali feels stressed because she may have to choose between helping others and spending time with her family. Her father, worried that she is putting charity above family, feels upset and disappointed. The climax happens when Jali is busy with her charity work and her father learns about the transportation problem. Understanding how important this work is to her, he and his friend step in to provide transport. This price support allows Jali to deliver the food packets successfully. In the end, the story concludes on a warm and touching note. Jali and her father reconcile and gain a better understanding of each other. The ending shows that it is possible to balance family traditions with helping others, and that family support can strengthen both personal passion and community effort. When I watched the reunion drive, I really like how the story shows real life choices. Jali is trying to help her community, but also wants to spend time with her family. This is something people face today, wanting to do good, but feeling pressure from family or tradition. For my personal response, when I watched the reunion drive, what stood out to me was how realistic the situation felt and how clearly the film shows that actions can speak louder than words. Jali wants to help her community, but at the same time, she feels pressure from her family. Instead of resolving the conflicts through arguments, the story shows how understanding is expressed through action. This is something I can personally relate to. In my own experience as a university student, there were times when I was actively involved in group projects and voluntary activity. Especially during busy periods, my family sometimes feels that I was spending too much time outside and not enough time with them. At first, this caused some misunderstanding because both sides feel they were doing the right thing. However, similar to the film, I realized that communication and support were key. When my family began to understand why these activities were important to me, they showed their support through their actions, such as being more understanding of my schedule. This helped me find a better balance between my responsibilities and my family. This personal experience helped me to connect more deeply with the film. It shows that family and personal commitment do not have to conflict with each other. When there is understanding and teamwork, both sides can benefit. This strongly reflects mBank's core values, especially being appreciative and collaborative, where respect, support, and cooperation help build stronger relationships and communities. That's all for my part. Thank you. Now I will pass to the next presenter, ALLYSA, to present the themes.
Thank you, Yolisi, and a very good day to Madam and all my beloved friends. I'm Sri Melissa binti Aziz, and I will be presenting to all of you on the theme section. We identified three powerful interconnected themes in Mbank the Reunion Drive video. The first key thematic exploration is the redefinition of reunion and commitment. The video initiates a dialogue that challenges conventional cultural norms. True family reunion is about emotional support and helping a loved one good cause, not just physically sitting at the dinner table. The creator suggests that just being present is an old-fashioned idea of family devotion. Real togetherness is shown by how much you support a loved one patient like Jia Li charity work. The father coming to help with transport redefine reunion as a moment where family and community value meet. The conflict is solved not by Jia Li giving up her work but by the father stepping out of the traditional home space to help her. This shows the reunion is a spontaneous blend of family support and shared social value. The main message is the tradition and charity can work together and make each other stronger by combining charity with the Chinese New Year celebration. The family proved that honoring tradition can be enriched by kindness to the community. The second theme focused on unconditional love through the transformation of the father-daughter relationship. The father love start out wanting his daughter to follow tradition, but it becomes unconditional when he finally accept and actively support the path she chose. His help, his help shows he believes in her choices. The father and daughter relationship get better through real action, helping at the food bank instead of just talking, working together and sharing the hard work allows the father to truly understand her daughter, making their relationship better than word ever could. The father let go of his disappointment and makes a big, selfless gesture of unconditional support by joining the food bank mission. His choice to leave his home comfort to help is the most emotional moment, proving his support is total. Finally, we observe the theme of social responsibility and community which drive the entire plot. The main problem is that Jia Li must choose between her traditional family duty dinner and her social duty charity work. This show the tough choice young people face today between their family and their desire to help society, especially during holidays. The video also shows the real life pressure felt by young people who are stuck between their family expectation and their own commitment. This emotional struggle is very relatable for many who feel God trying to balance both because the father helps, generally charity work succeeds proving that family love can also help the wider community. The story concludes that when a family acts with kindness, their love and resource naturally spread out to improve society. For my personal response, I haven't personally had to choose between a big family celebration and an important charity mission. However, I can still really relate to the emotion and stress shown in the video. It's a universal feeling to be stressed by the need to meet traditional family expectation while also dealing with outside commitment. This could be anything from heavy assignment and job responsibility to other personal plans. Even though my situation didn't involve charity delivery, pressure, and conflict that happen when my own priorities are different from what my family expect. are very familiar to me. So the feelings the video show feel very real and true, confirming that the story is very authentic. Even though my life experience isn't exactly the same as Jelly. Thank you, and I will pass to the next present Yun Kang for symbolism.
Okay, thank you, Alisa. A very good day to Madam and my fellow friends. Today, I would like to share my thoughts about the video, especially the symbols that appear throughout the story. These symbols may look simple on the surface, but they actually carry deep emotional messages that reflect real situations many families experience today. One of the strongest symbols in the video was the reunion dinner table with the empty seat. Although it was just an empty chair, it represented something much bigger, the presence of someone who is physically absent, yet still deeply loved by their family. To me, this symbol reflects the silent pain and hope that family feel when one member cannot be present. It reminded me of times when the character in the story had to miss family gatherings because of commitments, responsibilities, or duties. Even though the family understood, the empty space still carried meaning. It showed love, longing, and silent acceptance. This makes the things emotional because many of us have been in similar situations. Another meaningful symbol was the scene where they prepared food passes and routed the van. This part of the video showed that reunion is not always about sitting at the table together. Sometimes reunion means doing something meaningful for others, so they also can celebrate with dignity. The arc for giving symbolizes responsibility, care, and community support. For the character, it created a moment of internal conflict, wanting to help others, but also feeling prepared by the desire to be with family. This symbol shows that love is not just limited to just one direction. It can be shared with the community too. The distance shown between the father and Jiali was another important symbol. Even without dialogue, we could feel the emotional tension between them. The father cared deeply, but he showed it through worry and expectation. The daughter cared too, but she expresses love through action and contribution. This reflects the reality of many families today, where parents may wish for us to be close, while we try to grow, explore, and fulfill responsibility outside. The silence between them was powerful because it showed love that is present but unspoken. What tied everything together was the final moment when the father decided to join his daughter outside and said, "This is what reunion really means." This sentence is more than just a line. It is the heart of the work we do. It shows that reunion is not only about being physically at home, it is also about emotional connection, support, and shared purpose. Reunion becomes something bigger, something that goes beyond one family. It becomes about unity among communities regardless of race or background, helping each other celebrate joy and belonging. For my personal response, this video made me reflect on the struggles the character faces, like having to choose between family expectations and responsibility outside. Sometimes, even when our intentions are good, misunderstandings still happen. We may hurt the people we love without realizing it, simply because we are trying to do something meaningful. This story reminded me that love can appear in many forms. It can be a warm meal shared at home, a sacrifice we make for the community, or silent support between family members. He also taught me that reunion is not just measured by physical presence. Instead, it is measured by understanding, compassion, and the willingness to grow together. Even if we walk different paths, what matters is that our hearts remain connected. The video showed that a true reunion happens when we recognize each other's purpose and trust to support one another, no matter the distance. Thank you. And now I would like to pass the next presenter, Hui Ting.
Thank you, Yuan Kang. Good day to Madam and my fellow friends. My name is Saw Hui Ting, and today I would like to share my thoughts about the video, especially the dialogues that resonated with me emotionally and what I think about the overall script. First, there was one powerful moment that really stood out. It was when the father asked, "What about us? What about our family? Don't we matter anymore?" This line shows how disappointed and hurt he felt when his daughter decided to miss their reunion dinner. For him, it wasn't just about a meal. It symbolized his daughter growing up and slowly drifting away from the family. This moment touched me because it reminded me of my own parent, who always worry that as we become busier, we might neglect them without meaning to. And Jelly replied, "Pa, I learned from you that family means showing up when it matters. I'm trying to do that just for someone else's family tonight." This shows that she still holds her father's lesson close to her heart. She's struggling between being present for her own family and fulfilling her responsibility to the community. She wants to become a responsible person just like her father. These two dialogues resonated with me because they reflect the real conflict many people face, which is balancing family expectation with doing what we believe is right. Sometimes, even when our intention is good, we still end up hurting the people we love. The line, "I can't let you do it alone" in the script clearly shows that the father's emotional transformation. Earlier in the story, he was frustrated and disappointed that his daughter chose to leave the reunion dinner. When he showed up with the helper and said this line, everything changed. This is because he realized that Jia is not abandoning her family, but is living out the value he taught her, helping others, showing up when it mattered, and being responsible. This understanding softened his anger and reflects the unconditional support of the parent. This quote also becomes the emotional turning point, where beautifully capture how understanding and love can heal conflict and bring a family close together. The other quote that stayed with me is the father final line. "This is what reunion really means." This line stands out because it brings together the message of the entire video. First, it is about a family reunion, but in the end, it becomes a reunion of the community. People from different races working together, helping each other, and finally sharing a meal together. This quote lifts the message from a personal level to a wider meaning, making the ending warm and memorable. Personally, this story is deeply connected with my own experience. There have been times when I choose schoolwork, commitment, and helping each other over spending time with my family. Even though my intentions were good, I could still sense my parents' disappointment, especially when the family gathering was involved. Like Jali's father, my parents often see this moment as just more than event. They are expression of love and togetherness. At the same time, I also understand Jali's struggle. As we grow older, we start to carry responsibility beyond our home, and sometimes that means making difficult choices. Watching her trying to live by her father's value remind me that doing the right things does not always feel right at first. especially when it hurt the people we love. The father change of heart especially touched me because it reflects what many parents do silently, learning to let go while still supporting their children. It made me realize how important communication and understanding are in the families. This story taught me that family is not just about being physically present, but about supporting one another grow, value, and purpose. In the end, true reunion happen when love and understanding bring people together, even after a moment of conflict. That's all from me. Thank you, and I will pass to the next presenter, Lei Chun.
Thank you, Hui-Ting. Good day to Madam and my friends. My name is Kilei Chun. I will present my part, which is engagement, and share my personal response. Every Chinese New Year, we talk about the reunion. This is one word that carries the weight of entire year's worth of expectation. It's promised laughter and the comfort of returning to where we belong. But the journey to the reunion is not always simple. I recently watched MN Group Chinese New Year video, The Reunion Drive, and I have to be honest, it did not just play out on the screen, it landed right in my chest. It evoked a strong mix of emotion in me. I started watching with a sense of anticipation, but that quickly turned into a quiet, heavy feeling and at times a real sadness. Because it was not just a story about eating dinner, it was a story about the distance that grew between us and the people we love, even when we are standing right beside them. The opening scene set a clear tension. When Jali and her father appear, you can immediately feel the emotional gap between them in their silence and their expression. It made me feel truly sad. Jali wants to be a good daughter and her father just want the family together, but they are not communicating. So, when the conflict appears, choosing between the traditional dinner and her duty at the food bank, it is heartbreaking. Many of us know that kind of guilt, the feeling that trying to do something good, you are disappointing the people who matter most. The father disappointment feels heavy. It reflects the traditional, sometimes narrow idea that what family should be. But as the story progressed, my emotional response began to change. The video follows a familiar emotional journey that slowly pulls you in. We move from the living room tension to the food bank. Watching Jerry struggle to load the car, running out of space, facing the overwhelming reality of her commitment, my sadness turned into sympathy. You can see her hesitation and her longing. She's someone who wants to comfort but don't know how to close the gap. And then the shift happens. The emotional peak of the entire video is the moment at the food bank when it seemed like Jali cannot do it alone. And suddenly, a car pulled up. When her father stepped out, everything changed for me. My feeling of conflict and tension instantly transformed into inspiration and relief. It was such a powerful payoff. This is where I feel the most meaningful connection to the father. His transformation is the heart of this story. He goes from this figure of disappointment to a figure of unconditional love. By choosing to arrive to help his daughter instead of waiting at the dinner table, he redefined what reunion means. He showed us that love is not about demanding present, it is about supporting your child path no matter where it is. For my personal response, what truly connected me to this video was how closely it reflects my own experience during festive season. In my family, reunions are not always perfect or smooth. There were times when I couldn't fully show up the way I was expected to because of study, responsibility, or even emotional distance. I remember feeling nervous before going home, but what stayed with me was the moment when my family chose understanding over pressure. Sometimes support didn't come in the form of words, but through small action like adjusting plan or waiting for me. Those moments taught me that family is not about fulfilling every expectation, but about standing by each other where it matters most. That personal experience is why the scenes at 3 minutes 38 connected strongly with me. It reminded me that reunion is not defined by a table, a place, or a tradition, but by a commitment to show up for one another, even when it requires effort, personal compromise, or empathy. So, as conclusion, the MBank group do a good job engaging us, yes, very successfully. Beyond storytelling, MBank reflects its core value of support, responsibility, and commitment through this narrative. By showing parents actively helping to drive the reunion, MBank reinforces the idea that meaningful support is about helping others to move forward, not just waiting at the destination. This aligns strongly with MBank's role as a financial institution that positions itself as a partner in people's journey, helping individuals or family overcome hardship. The message stay with us. Real progress happens when support is given without expecting anything in return. In the end, MBank did more than help us face this story. They reminded us that the best way to bring people together is to stand beside them and sometimes help them get there too. That's all from our group. Thank you.
Right. You can stop the recording.